All right, guys, Freddy Fabricate here again, and working on the little Z50, 1982, I believe. Let's see, yep, 1982. Had this bike for most of my life. I did restore it at one point in time, but it's getting a little beat up again. I'm gonna probably put some new number plates on it. I had painted the tank and put some stickers, but what happened is the original gasket for the gas tank, I don't know if you guys could see that, starts dry rotting and it starts to leak all over the top of the tank. It discolors it and starts to look like crap, and it's actually peeling. So an original one from Honda that I found online is like $10 or something like that. I dug through my plumbing bin and I found this strainer gasket that, believe it or not, has the same inside diameter as the original Z50 gasket. And what I like about it is it's slightly thicker. I'm gonna have a hard time showing that, but you can see that right there. It's a little bit thicker than the original. So my idea is to mount this on a little arbor and stick it in the lathe, mill it down to the same outside diameter, and then grind off this little flange. And we should be good to go. So what I did here is I took a little green Sharpie paint pen that I have, and I laid the original Honda gasket on top of the sink strainer. I just outlined it just to give me a rough idea. So basically the inside of that, I'm not gonna go too crazy, because if you see here, I have some room on the sides here, a little bit of wiggle room there. So I'll probably just go slightly larger than the inside diameter of my Sharpie mark. Then I'm gonna mount it on this piece of aluminum I found. This side seems to be the perfect size. I'm going to mount my 3-jaw chuck in here. So I mounted the chuck. I'm going to put a piece of aluminum round stock in there and just tighten the chuck down. It's a 3-jaw scroll chuck. So basically just take my homemade chuck key. This thing is pretty out of round. It's all kind of junked up on the back end, but this is turned pretty good. So just gonna mount it like that. Not gonna go that crazy. I'm sure it's not gonna spin true, but I don't really need it to. And I'm gonna take this. Like I said, I had fit this on once before. It's a nice tight fit. Just like that, kind of work it around. Okay, like that. Looks pretty good. So I've never done anything like this before. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's got enough tension. It's pretty tight on there. Just have to figure out what cutter I'm going to use. I just sharpened this parting tool. This might actually be perfect for the job, or if not, maybe something like this. I'm going to try the parting tool first, and we'll see how that goes. All right, I changed the angle of the parting tool. I'm going to try to get this sharp edge on the left here to just go straight into my cut. Not too bad. I might spin it and just put the grinder to it for a minute. Get the edges clean. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so came out pretty good. There's my original side that was flat to begin with. Here's the side I milled down. I did cheat a little bit. I had one little spot I couldn't get down, so I ended up filing it a little bit like that. And I think it came out perfect. Now, the only question is, I mean, this spot, because it's on the cap, it's not subject to gasoline on it all the time. I'm not positive what type of rubber this is. It obviously is made to handle water, which is very different than gasoline. I think we're gonna be all right because it's just gonna slosh up and down and not really be submerged in gas. So we'll give it a shot. You can see it's a nice fit on here. Have these little tabs. You just have to fit the gasket behind it like that. And then stretch it out a little bit on the back side. Okay, she's in. Looks pretty good. And definitely much thicker than the original. Hopefully it's not too thick, but let's go try it on the bike. All right, so you can see here, the top of the tank is still actually a little bit wet from when the old gasket was there. And the minute I moved the bike around, I was splashing gas and dripping it right out of the top of the gas cap. So I had this on already once as a test fit. I'm gonna show you now. Locks down. And it's gonna be nice and snug going to the lock position. Wipe that little bit of gas off and then give it a quick shake. Man, looks great. I don't see a drop. So at least if I repaint this tank now, fix the dents, it should hold up for a while.